Alright, here's the thing. Gershom and I sat down to record this thing, and I completely forgot to switch microphone inputs. So it sounds like I'm a little far away from the microphone, because I sort of am. So, sorry, but you can still hear everything clearly. Anyway, enjoy the forthcoming mini episode about our predictions about BlizzCon.
Thralls! Balls! They're everywhere!
What's up, swingers? So, no intro, no bumpers, no background music, just, a little Thralls Balls mini episode. I'm Wooly. Gershom's here too. Say hi.
What's up, swingers?
Hell yeah. So, we realized after we recorded and uploaded the last episode, which, by the way, has some sound mix issues. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to try to fix it, but I'm not optimistic. Anyway, we realized we didn't say shit about what we think or expect or want from BlizzCon, considering our very next episode. The plan is to record it while I'm still in Anaheim in my hotel room. So, that doesn't really leave room for any predictions or anything. So we thought we'd throw together a little mini episode. But I guess since we don't have any bumpers, I'll do this.
Craig! Damn you, Craig!
Damn you, Craig!
Craig!
So I've got a list of stuff here that I think will help us go through what we're expecting. So I'll ask you the question and then I'll answer. How's that sound?
Yep.
Okay, so for you, what is your biggest hope to come out of BlizzCon this year?
So you do want to... Oh, here goes Baker. Baker, stop.
Doggerino.
I think someone was walking down my gangway. I'm sorry, swingers. I do feed my dog. So what is the... So my biggest expectation for BlizzCon...
Your biggest hope. What do you hope the most will come out of BlizzCon?
Oh, okay. Well, considering you just told me this is what we were going to talk about like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I just thought of it 5 minutes ago too.
I know we're like
something while I was still at work, but it was busy.
This is how we do it on the balls. We just fly on the balls. The biggest thing I want to see. So do you mean out of like the event? Because we're gonna do predictions later, right? Like a favorite prediction.
Well,
okay.
Let me give you my answer, for example, and you can go from
there. Yeah. Go ahead.
My biggest hope from BlizzCon is whatever the next WoW expansion will be. And believe it or not, this is my biggest hope, even outside of seeing people. I want a badass fucking cinematic for the next expansion. And honestly, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. That's my biggest hope.
See, yeah, I was sort of leaning in that direction too. I was kind of hoping that there would be something to like replace, because there's like a few things that are going away. It's not just one thing. It's not just the question and answer. Like there's also not going to be a fucking voice talent panel or voiceover panel, which is like really just like kind of broke my heart, because those have been some of the like, at least in recent years, like when I started watching online like the past few years and like getting back into it like during BFA and stuff, like those were some of the most momentous. I mean, you had Laura Bailey singing Daughter of the Sea, right? And then that real fucking famous one, Sour Fang dies, and like they did it live on stage, remember? Then you had the lady who did Draka's voice, Deborah Wilson. You know, she was over there just ranting and raving online, and I just feel like that's such like to seeing every year. So we're not talking about disappointments though. I just want to see them replace that with something, and I don't know what. I don't know what it would be. Like some people are saying, oh, they're going to be like a more expansive like art area, but I'm like, that's just that doesn't like doesn't get me hard in the way. I don't know. That's weird. I'm stoned.
I don't want to shit on your balloon, but they did release a schedule, and there isn't anything on there like that, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I was also kind of hoping in a joking way that that the thing about no alcohol is a lie and that you guys are going to be allowed to get drunk as fuck, even though you don't really drink. But
Oh, I drink. I drink. I just don't drink often.
everybody's just right.
Okay, so moving specifically into WoW, what do you want the next expansion to be versus what do you think the next expansion will be?
Okay, I think it is gonna be. I do think it's gonna be something like storm related, sort of extension of like the primalists or like elementals. You know, we haven't seen thrall, but like we're seeing a lot of elemental, you know, nimbly pimbly going on around here. So like I do think they're gonna tie that together. And I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of ready for like a more of like a void presence sort of, I guess, like cosmic disco war. I thought like Iridacron was gonna come flying back. Now it's looking like maybe he might be on the back burner for a while because I know they're not done with him. So yeah, so I think it is going to be more elemental related after all, and I'm disappointed that it didn't go right into like a void versus light sort of thing. I think I'd rather enjoy playing that than more elemental stuff.
So interesting. So you want it to be light versus void, but you're thinking it's going to be elemental. I think there might be room for both of those. So here's what I want the next expansion to be. I want the next expansion to be all about, I mean, yes, elements, but I want, as all the heroes of Azeroth are discovering new things they can do, and holy shit, Drakthir can be paladins now? Awesome, or that kind of thing. While that's happening, the light and the void have had enough of each other's shit, and they show up in Khazalgar or wherever the fuck it is we're going, and what started as elementals turns into light versus void, and then the primalists will be like, we have to use the elements to combat this shit. And then we're gonna be like, holy fuck, why didn't we ever think of that? That's what I want. What I think it's gonna be, I think if there is an element of light versus void, it's gonna end up being like a secondary plot line, and that's a little disappointing, but I do truly believe it will be elemental related and something to do with the storms to the west of Kalimdor.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of
No,
thing, but are we going back to the whole like back of Azeroth thing? You think we're gonna go so far west that we're gonna go to the other side of the world finally?
I do. I do think that.
I thought so too. I was gonna, yeah, that's why I was bringing it up.
There have been too many seeds planted about those damn storms. So, give me one. If you just had to name one, it doesn't have to be all encompassing, but one prediction you have about retail. As in not classic, the live one. Wow Yum, as the boys at DNR call it.
Yeah, retail. So like overall, just a prediction, I guess. Man, this is more falls into like a what you want to see though too. But like, what if they just surprise us and just pop the seal on like, if not all classes and all races, I think they're gonna reveal like a bunch more. I think that you inspired me by that when you were like, "Whoa, Dractors can be paladins now," and then also like I'm kind of flipping back to like, even though his reports aren't always entirely accurate, but like I think it was Mr. GM who dug up that there were like Drakthir voices saying like things about focus and stuff like, oh, so like our Drakthir is going to be like hunters and stuff like that. So I think there's going to be some sort of prediction with some more class race combinations. Maybe not all across the board yet. In fact, that's probably not likely to happen, but I think we're going to see some more. Yeah.
Okay. So my one prediction about retail is actually the same thing, that we're going to get a lot more race class combinations, except I'm going to be bold here. I don't think they're going to make us wait for the next expansion to do it. They're definitely going to be talking about 10.2.5 at some point. They have to, right? So I think they're going to hit us with a few more race class combinations. Personally hoping for more classes for the Drakthir. If I could play a Drakthir Shaman, that would be dope. So yeah, that's my one prediction for retail. is maybe not next expansion, but maybe this one. If not, then next. I don't know. More class combinations with races. Gimme. So neither of us really play Classic, but they do have a WoW Classic What's Next section set up. What do you think they're gonna do for Classic?
I think, I think we might see. Okay, so this is weird. You have to bear with me because you don't want to change the story too much in Classic, right? It's like people play it to go back and play Classic, and I've done this before. I've gone Gershom out loud about this and just been like, "Oh, keep it Classic. Don't fucking change anything ever." But I feel like, what if they like there were just like some different quest lines that like we didn't know about somehow, but then it's like you're changing the story. So sorry.
So I can
Does that make any sense though? So like like you might be able to find a quest that didn't exist, but like how didn't it exist and why do we have access to its existence now without fucking with the story too much? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, my prediction for Classic is, I don't know if they're gonna do a Cataclysm Classic because Craig is like one of very few people I've ever met who actually liked Classic. Although I remember being hype as fuck for Cataclysm, like Classic. I meant Cataclysm. I don't think they're doing Cata. Although actually, I'm gonna call that my prediction because I think that's the most likely. But what I would love is if, in the same vein you were saying, you don't want to change the story about Classic. Okay, but my wish list item for WoW Classic is that they would have servers that's Classic Plus, where they add new raids to Classic. They might even change some storylines because who cares? It's an entirely different server, to entirely different setup. I think it would be cool. It would then require a separate download, so I don't know how they would do that, but that's not my problem.
Yeah, that's actually a really good like integrate like a theory for integrating that sort of content. I think yeah, I like that.
All right, and we have one last thing before we call this Mini-Sode a wrap. What would you be most disappointed by if it did not happen at BlizzCon this year?
If it did not happen, dude, if Chris Metzen doesn't say his thing, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I want him to say the thing. Horde, are you here? Alliance, where you at? That part.
Fucking John Haidt, when they were announcing when they were talking about Shadowlands at the BlizzCon after, he's like, Necrolords, where are you? Revendreth, where are you? And nobody gave a fuck. It's like, dude, we don't give a shit about the Covenants. It's not Horde versus Alliance up in here.
You know what? You know what though?
To be happy about our shitty little Hogwarts house, it's not happening.
So our shitty little Hogwarts house, my shitty little Hogsworth house, baby. I'm not at work. I'm recording something. I told you that. Sorry, Willie. You're gonna have to edit that out. I told her I was recording.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Kids, kid. Anyways, so my shitty little Hogwarts house actually has a hand painted Necrolord symbol, Maldraxxus symbol. So a little peek behind the curtain there. Yeah, I bought it online for like a lot of money, and it's like mounted in a float frame, and I mean not a ton of money, but it's just like a hand painted logo. The dime. I don't know. You probably know what it looks like. It's pretty cool. I'll see if I can get like a picture of it. I'll probably just catch glare or something, but I'll see if I can post in the Discord because I did really enjoy my Covenants, but I don't know if I would be screaming about it at BlizzCon either. Anyways, BlizzCon, not Shadowlands. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, that wasn't. Oh, I remember now. That wasn't. That was when they did BlizzCon line and John Haidt was like acting like people were there. Like nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. Oh, I'm a Necrolord. Cool. I don't give a shit. I'm Horde, bitch. All right. So that's your prediction. I mean, not prediction, but you'll be disappointed if Chris Metzen doesn't do that thing.
Hell yeah.
I will be disappointed if we are not told about any new race class combinations. That is my Actually, you know what? I don't remember what I said for biggest hope, but that is my biggest hope. New race class combos.
That is what you said. Or maybe that was our prediction. Anyways, I would also, you know what? I would also be disappointed if we didn't get some kind of line on like, we need to tie up this thing with the Primalists. Like, are we going to kill Farak in the new raid, or is he going to yeet off somewhere? What's going to go? When's Eridicron coming back? Is Veranoth going to be like a turncoat, or is she really actually okay now? Like, I want the Primalists, the suss up their shit and have like a real nice coherent storyline. So if they don't let us in on like what's gonna go down with like Eridicron and these guys eventually, or something to tie it together, I don't know. I would be disappointed if we don't get like a better line on like the future of the Primalist.
Well, I mean, we still have 10.2.5. The expansion isn't over.
I know.
There might even still be a 10.3, even though it doesn't really feel like there will be.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. All right.
Well, thanks for taking extra time to do this, Gershom. I know I didn't really give you a lot of notice. I just kind of thought of it. Everybody listening, go check out actual full-length episodes with cool little bumpers and background music. But the one before, the episode 114 or 113, I think, the audio's all fucked up, but you can listen if you want. So, yeah. If you want to follow us individually, we are at Wooly08, 2 O's, 2 L's, and a Y. I am on Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky under that. Gershom is at Hunter Gershom, Gershom, on Twitter and Blue Sky. Also at Hunter Gershom with 2 R's on Instagram. Bent isn't here, but you can go ahead and follow him at at Bentolas_outlaw, Bentolas, and he's on Twitter. And of course, the show is at Thrall's Balls Pod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Yeah. So otherwise, you can just go check out thrallsballs.com. It'll have all kinds of information, including a giveaway that I don't think I've even told my co-hosts about. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be giving away the like, not collector's edition, but the highest pre-order level for the 11.0 expansion. And I have little stickers that I've made up that I'm not going to stick to anything. I'm going to leave them around the con. And if you look at that, you get to the website, you'll find directions on how to enter. Alright, so I'm going to sign off and then explain to Gershom this thing that I came up with and didn't tell anybody about, because I'm suddenly realizing I forgot to tell people about it. Okay, bye. We love you. Be good.
Bye, swingers.